In 2020, survival forced the restaurant industry to rewrite its operational rulebook overnight. To minimize contact, physical touchpoints had to disappear. But when the mandates lifted, many of those emergency measures stayed. For operators, the back-end math was incredibly appealing, wiping out printing costs, instant price adjustments to combat inflation, reducing reliance on front-of-house labor. What was introduced as a temporary safety precaution hardened into a permanent fixture, a laminated square demanding you pull out your phone before you've even taken a seat. Management successfully optimized their spreadsheets, but in doing so, they broke the front-of-house dining experience. Survey data now shows a massive rejection of digital-only menus, and it spans every demographic. Nearly 90% of Gen Z adults strongly prefer physical, printed menus, aligning almost exactly with older diners. Consumers happily use smartphones to order delivery, hail rides, and pay bills. Their pushback in the dining room stems specifically from forced friction, a refusal to accept a degraded user experience as an upgrade. When you force a QR-only menu on a seated guest, you aren't streamlining their visit. You are placing an obstacle between their appetite and your kitchen, prompting them to abandon orders or walk out entirely. Treating the QR-only menu as an automatic efficiency upgrade is an unforced operational error. To understand why this fails, look at the physical mechanics of the task. A standard dinner menu is designed to display dozens of items simultaneously across broad, legible columns. Condensing an 8.5 by 14-inch layout into a 6-inch screen creates an immediate bottleneck. Because many restaurants simply upload a PDF of their print menu, the diner is forced into a continuous loop of pinching, zooming in, and scrolling back out. This frustrating loop introduces a very high cognitive load. Comparing a chicken dish to a pasta dish transitions from a quick glance across a page into a frustrating memory test requiring constant navigation. And that is assuming the digital system even works. A QR mandate automatically locks out customers with a dead battery, a poor cell signal, or those who struggle with small digital interfaces. When reading a menu feels like a chore, the natural decision-making process breaks down. Diners find one acceptable item and stop browsing. Beyond the physical constraints, QR codes disrupt the core psychology of a dining room. The moment a group sits down sets the tone for the entire service. Instead of engaging with each other, everyone is forced to look down, immediately cutting off eye contact and shared interaction. A physical menu is a prop that acts as a catalyst for conversation. It encourages sharing recommendations, comparing options, and actively engaging with the server. A digital code completely removes that essential human hospitality. It shifts the environment from a service gesture, where the restaurant provides for you, into a transactional task, where the restaurant delegates its labor onto you. This drives intense tech fatigue. Digitally native Gen Z diners are actively seeking out sit-down restaurants, specifically to escape their screens. Mandatory QR codes atomize the table. They actively destroy the communal, social product that sit-down restaurants are trying to sell. This friction directly penalizes the bottom line. When diners are forced to rely on their phones, operators see a 10% decrease in average ticket size. Because the pinch and zoom loop is tedious, users abandon the process early, never scrolling far enough to discover high-margin add-ons or desserts. Consequently, server tips suffer, the check average is lower, and the perceived level of attentive service has dropped. Peer-reviewed academic research on hospitality management confirms that this inconvenience directly diminishes long-term customer loyalty. A frustrating ordering process means diners are less likely to return. The back-end spreadsheet savings generated by eliminating printing costs are entirely canceled out by a steady, persistent bleed in front-of-house revenue. Fixing the digital experience requires recontextualizing technology to environments where it actually adds value. Digital ordering thrives in high-throughput quick-service restaurants. In these spaces, transaction speed and efficiency outweigh the desire for a social dining experience. Here, the digital interfaces are properly scaled to the environment, allowing quick scanning and immediate ordering. Personal mobile screens also excel at specific, deep utility. Whether searching a dietary filter, navigating an allergen database, or heavily customizing an order, a digital interface handles that perfectly. Stop forcing digital friction onto the dining room floor. To maximize revenue and loyalty, give customers options, not mandates.